Today I'm going to teach you how to make a movie. Why should I be the one to do that? I don't know. I don't have a Wikipedia page, and I don't have an IMDb. I'm just a student with no degree. I haven't even taken the class on how to make movies yet, but in my defense it hasn't been offered in a while. I am, however, a charter member to the Criterion channel, so to some I've already met the qualifications of director. At its core, filmmaking is just storytelling. Understanding mise-en-scène, editing, and the like is important to making a film, but story trumps all. So I'm going to teach you how to tell that story. First, I need to ask you a question. Why do you want to make movies? Is it so you can do this?
Am I allowed to say I really wanted this?
I want to make movies because I want people to feel something. Anything. Happiness, sorrow, dread, anxiety, all of the above. Jean-Luc Godard once said that tracking shots are a question of morality. Morality isn't limited to tracking shots. It's all of film. There's a morality to all of filmmaking. There should be a nobility to why you do it. You do it because you love to. However, there are reasons to make a... Filmmaking isn't an easy thing to do. It's time-consuming. It's hard without a budget. It's hard to do it with a budget. The fact of the matter is that it's not an easy thing to do. But you already know that. Knowing this doesn't make it any less scary, to be quite honest. When I was in high school, I watched The Room with a couple of my friends. We got a good laugh from it. But to be quite honest, it scared me. I was scared to make a movie that was regarded as the worst movie ever. Later, I decided that I wanted to read The Disaster Artist by Greg Sestero before the movie adaptation came out. When I read the book, I found something in Tommy Wiseau. He became my... You see, even though I was scared of making a movie as bad as his, he could still say that he is a filmmaker. He made movies because that's what he wanted to do.
I just want to ask you a couple quick questions.
Yeah, cool.
As a filmmaker, what would you give me as like the greatest advice ever on being a filmmaker who just wants to be his own filmmaker, you know, not work with Hollywood and stuff like that?
Okay, think about 20% first before you have 100. That's 20, 40, 60, 80, and then you have 100. Good luck to you. Okay, have a nice one. Okay, AJ.
What the hell did that mean?
I decided that I would do the same. And you should too. He was my aide, my muse, the reason I became a filmmaker. Once you come to this decision yourself, you can partake in. This is the part where you actually start doing work. You don't need to be a film expert, but it does help to watch a lot of movies and learn from them. Watch the good ones, the bad ones, anything you can. I know you're probably asking, how do I do this? I don't have any money for all these movies. There are ways of getting around this. You can paddle to shore and go to your nearest library, or you can seek help from another ship in the waters. It's not an endorsement, but it is an option. Anyhow, now that you have the knowledge, it's time for you to actually make the movie.
All right, let's shoot this fucker.
You'll need a couple things. DSLR camera, portable digital audio recorder, Adobe Premiere, camera bag, fluid head tripod, memory cards, batteries, wireless microphones, boom setups, reflectors, LED lights, lenses, external hard drives, editing software. You don't need any of that, actually. If you have a phone, you have everything you need. Making a movie on a phone is all the rage now. You probably already have one. You don't need to develop footage. It also means you can record everything. It's good to have an archive. No vault fires. Tangerine was shot on an iPhone. Steven Soderbergh has recently said that he's only going to make movies on iPhone. You should film a lot. Anything you can. When I was in high school, I made a movie about a runner. I did cinematography on a detective movie. These movies weren't any good, but at least I can say I made them. Just do whatever you can. You don't think you'll get to this point, but eventually you'll find yourself in. You become swallowed into the unknown. You want to be a filmmaker, but there's always hesitation. Life gets in the way. School, work, people. You feel like there's no return for you and that it's all out of your control. You feel like you're gonna die. Eventually you become free. And so does your character if you're following this plot structure. You are so immersed into the world that you set out on joining, but now you must endure. Campbell states that this section is long, that, quote, dragons have to be slain and barriers passed again and again and again, where the first threshold is simply to film, the trial is to make a film. For me, this trial was assigned to me by a professor. I saw a film by Claire Denis. I could have just done a dance, any dance, but I decided to take a filmic approach and recreate the whole final sequence.
Had a saying, he said, good artists copy, great artists steal.
Campbell writes that this is the part where the protagonist meets the goddess who is, quote, incarnate in every woman. This is the part where they find someone that keeps them going, who they're fighting for. Claire Denis has somehow become my goddess. Before I said I wanted to be like Wiseau, but that was me in high school. Now I want to be like Denis. I genuinely wanted to do it, but I'm busy and distractible. My last class got canceled, and I had no more reason to do the dance video. But the problem was that I still wanted to do it, but I just felt that I couldn't. I just felt so out of my depth. I flaked. I couldn't do it. I tried, but I hated how I looked, how I felt. I felt constant dread. My stomach hurts. I told you filmmaking wasn't easy. It's a miracle that any movie gets made. The reason you shouldn't have trusted me in the beginning wasn't because I was a student, but because I can't commit. I can't finish making movies. But I filmed everything up until this point. So what if I just... This is my movie. You're in my movie. Is this lazy and contrived? Yeah. Oh boy, yeah. But a lot of movies are. To be a filmmaker doesn't mean you have to be a good one. It just means you have to do something. You could call this movie something. Definitely not good, but something.
Hey, wait a minute. What happened? What happens next? Come on, let's see the next episode.
That's it?
What?